morning to you all. Today we are going to learn about means of communication. Highlights. Now what we are going to learn today is what is communication and different means of communication. Now what is communication? Exchanging our ideas and thoughts with each other is known as communication. It means when we exchange our thoughts and ideas with one another is known as communication. Communication refers to conveying our messages to other people. Communication means to convey our messages to other people. Sometimes our friends and relatives stay in faraway places, so we need to send them messages and invitation cards. The means that we use to send these messages are called the means of communication. Sometimes our friends and relatives stay far away from us, so we need to send them messages and invitation cards. The messages that we use to send through the means is called means of communication. Ancient means of communication. Now we are going to learn about ancient means of communication. Ancient means long years ago. Sign language. As you can see, this is the picture of sign language, and these signs denotes letters A, B, C, D till letter Z. Smoke signals. As you can see, there is a fire burning in this picture and some smoke is coming out of it. So this smoke is for signals. So this is called smoke signals. Pigeons. As you can see, the man is tying some message at the leg of the pigeon. Now let's study in detail. People used to convey their messages by using sign language, smoke signals, or pigeons. Long years ago, people used to convey their messages by using sign language, smoke signals, or pigeons. The messages were sent by tying them to the feet of trained pigeons. The messages were sent by pigeons by tying the messages to the feet of trained pigeons. This means the pigeons were trained. Present means of communication. Now this sign language, smoke signals and pigeons were the ancient means of communication. Now we are going to learn about present means of communication. Computer, radio, telephone, newspaper, cell phone, letter, television or TV and magazine. As you can see, there are some pictures of various means of communication like computer, radio, telephone, newspaper, cell phone, letter, TV and magazine. So these are the modern means of communication. Now let's study in detail. As the time has changed, the means of communication is also changed with time. As the time is changed, the means of communication has also been changed with this time. People don't use the ancient means of communication. Nowadays or at present, the people don't use the ancient means of communication like smoke signals or pigeons, etc. There are three types of means of communication at present. Presently, there are three types of means of communication. They are postal communication, telecommunication, and mass communication. Now let's study in detail. Postal communication. Now firstly we are going to learn about postal communication. Now what is postal communication? When the messages are sent by post, this means of communication is known as postal communication. When we send our messages with the help of post, this means of communication is known as postal communication. Postal communication refers to sending messages by post. It consists of postcards, telegrams, stamps, inland letters, envelopes, etc. Postal communication consists of postcards, telegram, envelopes, stamps, inland letters, etc. Postcard. Now this is the picture of postcard. We write our messages in the postcard. The next picture is of telegram. These all are stamps. This is inland letter. These are envelopes. Now let's study in detail about some means of postal communication. First is postcard and inland letters. The messages is written on the postcard or inland letter. We write the messages on postcard or an inland letter. Sometimes it is written on a separate paper, put in an envelope and sent. Sometimes messages are written on a separate paper and then they are put it in an envelope and then they are sent to the post office. To whomsoever the letter is to be sent, his or her name and address has to be written on the envelope. So before delivering the envelope to the letter box or before putting the envelope in the letter box, we have to write the name of the receiver of the letter on the envelope and as well as his or her address. It is very important to write the name and address of the receiver on the envelope. The written letters and envelopes are posted into the letter box. Then the letters we have written are posted in the letter box. Then the postman collects all the letters and take them to the post office. Then the postman comes and collect all the letters from the letter box and take them to the post office. Later he delivers these letters according to the address given on them. Now then he delivered those letters according to the address given on them. Telegrams. We are able to send important messages and good wishes immediately through telegrams. Through telegram, we can send our important messages and good wishes immediately. The messages sent should be very short. The messages which is going to be sent should be very short. It can be received in a very short period of time. Now, telecommunication. We are going to learn about telecommunication. Telecommunication is the exchange of messages, words, images, etc. by wire as well as wireless sometimes. Telecommunication means exchanging our messages or words or images, pictures, etc. by wire with the help of some wire connected or as well as wireless sometimes. It consists of telephone, cell phone, telex, fax, internet, etc. Telecommunication is consisting of telephone, cell phone, telex, fax, internet, etc. Telephone. As you can see, this is the picture of a telephone. Cell phone. Telex. Fax. Internet. This is the picture of a computer, but we use internet in this computer. Now let's study in detail about some of the means of telecommunication. The first one is telephone. People use the telephone to contact a person whether he is far or near. People use telephone to contact a person whether he is near or whether he is far from us. We can speak directly to a person through a telephone. We can speak directly to a person through a telephone. It is an easy and quick means of communication. Telephone is an easy and quick means of communication, as we can easily talk to a person.